What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ectoplasm Show. My name is Josh Hurd, and joining me is my pal, partner in crime, Mr. Jason Kupsik. Happy Halloween, you mamma jamma.
Thanks.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah. My wife's watching.
Hey, wife. How was Halloween for you?
Uneventful.
Uneventful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you when we first got on here before we started recording that I bought a piece of candy, and if any kids were going to knock on the door, I was going to eat it in front of them, but not give them any.
Sit there mowing down a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Don't have any candy.
It was a Reese's Nutrageous.
Ooh. Be like, you just keep on stepping, little shithead. There ain't no candy here for you. Sorry.
But nobody came to the door.
Sad day. Pretty sure, it was over like 300 kids came to my door. Ridiculous amounts of children everywhere.
Though I do have a bit of security in that our doorbell doesn't work. So even if a kid walked up and rang the doorbell, nothing would happen. They have to knock, and not a lot of people knock. There's been times when I've found a couple of Kate's friends standing out there, and I don't know how long they were out there. I think they probably just got there. But they were trying to ring the doorbell, and I opened the door, and yeah.
Why are you pushing my button, kid? Isn't this a doorbell? No, it's not.
So, did you have enough candy to hand out to 300 kids? We
actually have 3 more bags of candy, each with over 200 pieces of candy in each bag. So, we're fine.
How much did you spend on that candy?
I didn't buy it. The wife did, so I have no idea. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what she spent on it. I just know that there will be eating candy until Christmas.
So is my way better or your way better?
Probably your way, honestly, because oh my God, here's what we always do, okay? The wife always takes the kids out trick-or-treating. I stay back and I hand out candy. Now, while I'm handing out candy, I always have something spooky on the TV, in the background that I can watch, and then walk to the door, hand out the candy, and get back to it. So I'm watching the new Amityville movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, so it's new, but it's not. It's the newest, but not really new.
Yeah, it's not really new. That's a good point. Yeah,
we own it as well, and we've had it for years. So
good flick. I love Ryan Reynolds.
My wife's favorite actor. She calls her wife a whore, or his wife a whore.
Is she a whore?
I don't know. According to my wife, she is.
We should give her a call.
My wife?
Either or Ryan Reynolds' wife. Either one.
I don't know who she's married to now, or he's married to now. I don't know. But according to her, she's a whore.
She's a whore?
Yeah.
That's funny. Very funny. I love it. No, it was a good night, man. Good night.
So I got a toast.
Hit me with the toast.
So it's a patriotic toast in these trying times of this country.
Yeah.
One flag, one land, one heart, one hand, one nation evermore. Remember that when you're about to screw us over, whoever the next president is.
It doesn't matter who the next president is.
Yeah.
That's what's hilarious about it. It doesn't matter. Fucked any way you look at it.
So I'm drinking a Big Rip Franklin Road coffee porter still.
Again?
This is the last glass of it.
Very upset with you right now. It's my favy. I love it. It's so yummy. So yummy. Oh my goodness, buddy. Ugh. We got some shit here.
I do have one other thing I want to mention real quick.
Do it.
I want to mention our friend Rick Rose.
Yeah, buddy.
Tomorrow he's starting on his journey for the Warrior Humanity Project.
Yeah, so as you guys are listening to this, it's November 1st. We're recording, it's Halloween night or whatever. So November 1st is when we're releasing this show. Rick is actually hitting the road about God knows what time, some ungodly time early in the morning. It sounds like he may actually be swinging through, and he might be staying at my place for a night, which would be sexy. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
he's
see.
supposed to be in Kansas City twice. He's starting here, apparently, and coming back through later.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, good
anyways,
stuff. Wish him luck.
I'm working on something that I don't want to bring it up quite yet because I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm working on something, so you'll know more about that when I know more about that. But as soon as, or by the time this show airs, not for the Twitch watchers, but by the time this show airs, I will have a donate button on the front page of both the Ectoplasm page.
Nice.
And since you're one of the owners of Malvern, I don't think they'll mind if I put one on the homepage of Malvern for now.
No, you should do that.
So 100% of whatever's donated to that button, and it's the only donate button on either page, will go to his cause. It doesn't go to him. It goes to the vets.
Yes, exactly. Good stuff, man. No, it's awesome. It should be one hell of a fucking ride for him. That's for sure. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be living out of a van for a month, interviewing and going around to meeting different homeless vets all over the country.
Essentially, yeah, he's going to be homeless himself. Like, he's putting himself in some pretty fucked up situations here. It's going to be pretty impressive to see, especially on film.
And the money he is raising is not going towards that trip. It's going towards the vets. He's paying for the trip himself, or has other donors already paying for that. So any money donated will go straight to the vets.
Exactly. Yes. It is pretty impressive. So.
Also, before we do get into the news, we do have a few texts and calls.
Ooh, do we?
Actually, I don't think I have any calls, but I do have some texts.
Let's read the texts.
So let me check these out here. Let me pull them up. Bear with me for a second.
Pull them up and whip them out. Let's do this. Ooh. My goodness.
So Miranda, our buddy Miranda.
Yes.
When she heard us talking about Mysterious Boom's theory of deflating Earth, she said, "That's what those sky trumpet noises are. The Earth is slowly deflating." She also said, "How in the hell is it even possible that you've never watched a full episode of Saved by the Bell?"
That's true. It kind of is blasphemous.
I don't care.
You should fucking care.
And then she said, "Well, we just took an adventure down the gross rabbit hole." Have you ate any of those things since we talked about them?
What's that?
Have you ate any of those things since we talked about them?
No. I haven't even touched chocolate milk, guys. Okay? And that's fucking huge for me. Cold turkey off chocolate milk. Cold turkey. Got the shakes and all sorts of shit. I don't know what's going on.
Mike Howard. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say his last name, but Mike in Holden, Missouri. He said, "Go Dino Riders and
Fuck
science
yeah,
bitches."
Mike. Fuck yes. I love it. I love that people get me.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Oh, come on, phone. Don't freeze up on me now.
Come on. Oh, stay strong, little roots. Did you get it? Did you get it up there, buddy?
My phone's not frozen. It's just not opening. I had to close out Twitch.
You had to cut Twitch?
No, not for the streaming from my phone.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
I watch it on my phone, so I can watch the feed and react to it from my phone.
Like if somebody comments or like that?
Can't. Yeah, because I can't see it on my desktop. Okay, so I had to do a little digging, but I'm good like that. I didn't recognize this phone number, but I found out that it's our buddy Clint.
Oh, what's up?
And he says, "Happy Halloween, Ectoplasm show. May your night be spooky and your alien butt stuff be minimal."
Fuck yeah. Keep it to a minimum.
And yeah, that's what we got this week.
I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you much. Fuck yeah. I like it when people talk to us. I like it a lot.
Yeah, go to Twitch. If you know, I know it's not everybody's thing, and the beauty of podcasts is that you can listen to them at any time. So I understand if you can't make it on Twitch, but drop in there from time to time. We watch it as we record, and just check it out, and it's fun. And you get to hear parts of the show before they even come out on air.
That's very true.
And you get to
kind
realize
the build up to the show.
Yeah, well, and you get to realize that our show is basically unedited. How we do the show is how you hear it. So you get to watch us do the process, and you get to see how professional we really are.
Oh, very, very professional. Like, we are the gold standard of broadcasting over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. More people. I'm surprised more people don't know that. Just saying. So, you ready for this shit?
Yeah.
I want you to know, or I want you to tell me if I stole another story from you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ebola victim rises from the dead in Africa.
No, I did not.
Fuck, thank God. Okay, so I haven't read this. I have not read this article. I just read the title. Last time this happened, it bit me in the ass, so we're about to see if it happens again. In a surprising twist to the Ebola outbreak story, the Liberian government has accused the United States of purposely spreading the Ebola virus in an attempt to test a weaponized form of the virus, an unfortunate, unintended consequence. Which is interesting because weren't we just talking about weaponizing things like, we
disease,
talking about,
really, yeah.
Right, we started talking about HIV and things of that nature, but anyway. The crime against humanity is that victims of Ebola are now rising from the dead in this besieged African nation. Captured footage shows a man rising after mortally succumbing to the Ebola virus. The name of this victim is being withheld by the World Health Organization out of alleged privacy concerns. Some believe concerns for the safety of the man's family. What the fuck?
Because they're going to attack the family thinking he's a zombie.
Yeah, the family is a real reason.
or the evil or demon or devil or whatever or whatnot.
So it is believed, the original form of the weaponized virus has mutated into what can only be described as a zombie virus. So with Texas now struggling with an outbreak of Ebola, when the fuck was this?
When was this written?
1 day ago.
Then that person, there's not a new outbreak as far as I know in Texas. There was.
Let me tell you. Zombie apocalypse. Two Ebola victims rise from the dead. Interesting. So I'm going to post this link. There is a YouTube video attached to it. Very interesting. Now, it says here, Kansas is on high alert of a zombie.
Really?
I'm just telling you right now. Texas struggling with an outbreak. Kansas is concerned not only about the Ebola outbreak of its neighbor to the south, but also is very concerned with regards resulting in an outbreak of zombies. Sam Brownback, the governor of Kansas, has issued an executive order declaring October Zombie Awareness Month.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but if you buy that shit, I got some oceanfront property right here in Iowa that you can fucking buy. Anyway.
There's a reason that FEMA has had a zombie preparedness plan on its books for years. It's to get the people interested in being prepared for something.
Exactly.
Not for the zombie thing. And as far as the...
There is a... Yeah.
As far as the African one...
Yeah, let's talk.
The WHO is a reputable organization despite some of their politics. Their doctors are doctors and good doctors.
Yes.
That being said, people do die and are called dead come back every now and then. It still happens, even with what we have today. I don't know the situation that they were in, but I could picture that it could quite possibly be that they don't have all the technology there, and they don't have the same conditions there as a hospital here in the United States. It's quite possible. They may, but they may not.
That was exactly my point.
If that's the case, it could go easily unnoticed that the person hasn't actually died.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Ebola is a hard disease to come back from to begin with.
And Ebola's got to be a bitch, huh?
So if they're expecting him to die anyways, and he doesn't, then that's just a shock to begin with. But then you add in the other conditions that probably are there. What are you doing there?
Get some candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to pick.
No. I
don't know, because all of this shit's going to contain like beetle dicks or something. Crushed up beetle cock.
Yeah. Don't
do Whoppers have beetle cock in it?
Not that I read, no. But do they have chocolate milk in them?
Fuck, I don't know, man. Like, the print is so small. Like, I don't know how they're supposed to do this. Fuck.
Just eat it.
Corn syrup.
Oh, that reminds me.
Hydrogenated. Oh, God. Some weird oil.
Yeah, see, that's all this stuff.
Milk, cocoa.
Covering up for what's really in there. They just rename it.
My God. Yeah, here it is. Natural and artificial flavoring.
So that reminds me.
Tapioca extract, which was also mentioned in our little thing. So fuck the Whoppers.
So anyways, I forgot about this. I had texted Hugh after we talked about the booms. And I said, or talked about deflating Earth. I said,
yeah.
And he said, I heard it, dude. Haha, I need to spread the deflating Earth theory some more. Maybe get Jesse Ventura on board.
Yes.
And then I told him that, Miranda messaged us saying what they thought. And he said, right, those mysterious booms, too. It's funny because when we first started the podcast, the town where Kevin lives had tons of mysterious booms.
Really?
They explained it as a bunch of rednecks shooting tannerite targets, but they haven't happened in a while.
Wow.
Then he goes on to say, unlike Josh, if I think something is good food, I don't care if it's got small amounts of Beetlejuice in it. I'm not giving up Skittles and Cheetos. And then I responded, I said, one of my favorite snacks is fried pig skin. Why not other stuff?
What do you mean, fried pig skin?
Have you ever had those baconettes?
No. What is that? I've
seen them in the store. They're
like the little bacon bits?
No.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll send you a picture of them.
Send me that shit.
They have spicy ones. They call them something else. I don't remember what they call them off the top of my head. But
that's funny though.
Basically, I know this sounds gross, and they don't smell all that good unless you're eating them too, but they taste really good. I'm just going to take a screenshot of the picture I sent him.
Okay.
Pork rinds. They're called pork rinds.
Pork rinds. Okay,
rinds,
yes.
right?
I know what pork rinds are.
It's pig skin fried, and they pop up like popcorn. They taste amazing. They're not good for you. And yeah, they're pig skin.
Not good for you.
But they are good.
Nothing's good for you.
It's natural, though. The frying process probably puts more chemicals into it than the actual pig skin.
Yeah. You like the spicy ones, though, huh, buddy?
Yeah, if I'm going to eat pig skin, I might as well eat spicy ones.
Might as well put some stank on it, huh?
I get them every now and then. Of course, I don't eat them in the house because they do smell bad. If you're not eating them, they smell... It's not bad. It's just not pleasant. So I don't eat them in the house, but...
Oh my God, those pork rinds smell like Bigfoot's dick.
I'll get them every now and then when I go camping. Oh, Come on. There's got to be people out there. My listeners need to back me up on this. There's got to be people out there that love these things, too. They are good.
I've had pork rinds before. I guess, I don't know. What the fuck is this?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have a story for us?
I do. And this one might be, they were hinting at weird virus, maybe, they didn't say zombie, but weird thing on a plane. So this is actually this is a story from today. This is breaking news.
Oh, this is, okay.
Mystery incident grounds British Airways plane mid-flight. This comes from Mysterious Universe. I'm just going to read the article. Maybe it's Halloween, the return of the old ones, or perhaps the upcoming presidential election. But whatever the reasons, people are starting to act really weird. Between the rampant creepy clown sightings and the recent mass hallucinations that quarantine the hospital in Oregon, we talked about that.
Yeah.
There are some strange things afoot. Now, a mysterious incident on a British Airways flight has the internet speculating about what possibly caused the plane's crew to ground the aircraft mid-flight. According to the Canadian Broadcasting Company, British Airways Flight 286 from San Francisco to London, God, that's a long flight,
that would suck a dick,
was grounded in Vancouver after a series of contradictory announcements from the flight crew. First, it was announced that a technical problem would force the plane to land in Calgary.
Okay.
Next, an announcement was made that there was a sick passenger or crew member and the plane would instead land in Vancouver. So, I don't know if you know your geography much, and I'm sure people out there know their geography. That's straight up. Like, they were flying to London. They fly north, of course, the way the curve of the earth. They fly north, they fly over Canada and Greenland and come back down. It's more of a straight line. But Vancouver is straight up the coast. So they actually showed the flight plan or flight path on this website. It goes up into Canada, and then they shoot way back over to the west to Vancouver to land for this flight. Which Calgary was in between, and there was another major city on the way that they were going to go over. Anyways. Where was I? Oh, so a statement from British Airways claims that the landing wasn't technically an emergency since nothing was wrong with the plane's ability to fly.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, just to clarify, it was not an emergency landing. The flight from this is a quote. The flight from San Francisco diverted to Vancouver after members of the crew became unwell. The cabin crew were checked as precaution at local hospitals before being discharged. Some sources have speculated that the mystery illness aboard the plane could have been some sort of mass psychogenic hallucination, sometimes referred to as folie à deux. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look it up. However, the Daily Mail has reported that someone on the flight claimed the grounding was due to some sort of toxic fumes, which caused someone to become ill after inhalation. Whatever the cause of the incident was, British Airways is remaining tight-lipped. Is this an indication that mass hallucinations are spreading? If so, this could be one interesting Halloween.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that doesn't draw any conclusions. It just happened today, so I'm not surprised they're not telling us what it is. But that's way off flight path to go to Vancouver. It makes me think that there was a facility in Vancouver to handle whatever they knew was going on the plane.
I'm interested to see if any more information comes out about this. That's interesting, to say the very least. Good stuff, my friend.
So, yeah. Any of this stuff. Do you like flying? Are you somebody that flies a lot?
I fly a lot. Do I like it? Not necessarily. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just like, God damn it. It drives me nuts not being in control of something that's fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that. The only thing that I don't necessarily like is when I'm flying over an ocean or a large body of water. I don't. It's more the thought of surviving the accident in the water and then just floating there till I die.
Yeah, those are good thoughts. keep you
because
warm.
if I hit land, I mean, either way, it's a crapshoot as if you're going to survive or not. But if I hit land, if I'm hurt, somebody can get to me, or if I'm not hurt, I can walk out. If I land in the middle of the fucking ocean, I'm not swimming miles and miles and miles.
No, fuck that, man.
Because there's no way to know where the closest land is. Like when I've been to Hawaii a couple times, and that's out of LA to Maui,
5 hours
over the ocean. No, it's more than that. The entire time, it's a little bit more than that. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
just thinking about it. So
sucks. It sucks.
But then that doesn't even take into account all the other shit. You're locked in the tube with these people. You can't get out if something happens.
Exactly. And here's another thing. If I want to, like, I don't know, have a smoke, I can have a smoke in a car. If I want to stop and take a piss, I can just stop and take a piss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can do these things. There's freedom, like when you're driving.
I like road trips.
I love road trips.
My wife, not so much. She gets bored and antsy.
Like, let me tell you, like, we're planning a trip. We're going to Florida in December. And I personally, I'm like, fuck it. Let's just rent a vehicle, like a van or something like that. Let's load up the kids. Let's fucking just drive it. It's 24 hours from my place to Orlando. You know what I'm saying? Let's just drive it. My wife wants to fly. I'm like, I really don't want to fly, especially with kids. Don't want to do it. I don't enjoy taking my children on planes. Did I lose you?
No, I was reading a text from my wife. She says you've been to Hawaii a couple of times?
Who?
Both of the times with her. Yeah, I guess I said a couple of times, but really it's just twice, both with her, but that's still 4 rides over the ocean.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yes, I took my honeymoon there, and we took a family vacation a couple of years ago when I got burnt by lava. Remember me telling you that story?
I do remember that. Because you're a man's man?
I'm a man's man, survived the lava.
That's right. Sons of bitches.
You need to clip that.
The Vatican has a secret device to look into the future and into the past. Did you hear about this, pal?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Should maybe strap on the tinfoil hats for this one. Several paranormal
you're not supposed to do that, remember?
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
It makes it so they can read their brainwaves. We need to come up with like something else to wrap your heads in. Saran wrap. You need to completely wrap your heads, even your face, in saran wrap.
Look like a giant condom.
Yeah.
I like it. So several paranormal writers or researchers have spoken out about the extraordinary technological capabilities of the Vatican. It's been sensationally alleged that there is an incredible device kept at the heart of the Catholic Church, which allows senior members to see future events and events from the past. It has been said that this device is the secret to explaining the continued influence and power of the Church, which would totally make sense. Just by the by. Constructed supposedly in the 1950s by a team of 12 scientists led by Father... Holy shit, what a mouthful. Pellegrino Maria Ernetti. Yeah, Father Ernetti. Had worked as a physicist before moving into the... wow. This is just fucked. It says the machine, which is referred to as the chronovisor, apparently looks like an oversized cupboard covered with antennas. Ray, tubes, dials, levers. Huh. Interesting. Admitted that it works by processing residual electromagnetic radiations. Using the machine, it has been said that Ernetti viewed one of Napoleon Bonaparte's speeches a Greek tragedy.
Wait.
What's that? And they even witnessed then the crucifixion of Christ himself.
So this thing I'm trying to figure out how it can view it.
That's what I was just...
Does it tap into somebody's eyeballs and views it that way? Because there's no device at that time to tap into for it to see it.
Yeah.
Like I could say, okay, I see into the future. I'm tapping into a video camera 20 years down the line. I'm picking up the signal somehow and pulling it in. You're going back into time with Christ. They didn't have video cameras. So you're either tapping into somebody's eyeballs or consciousness or something like that, or it's like a free roaming thing to view an area. It's kind of a radical idea.
Good point. That's a good point. I like where your head's at. Huh. Very interesting stuff. Had no idea such a machine would exist.
It was probably just some weird thing that somebody saw and said. Somebody else, like, I could see,
you know what
the guard there, the Swiss guard. The new guy comes in and is told that box over there, you see that box? You could view any time in the world from that box. Don't touch it.
It's so funny because I imagined like two slack-jawed yokel rednecks, some bitches, waltzing down in there with like their cracked open Budweisers, somehow getting past the Swiss guard and all this stuff, and just being like, you know what, I bet that some bitch does. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bubba, what the fuck is that thing, man? It's awesome.
Oh no. On a serious note, if somebody has something like that, it's going to be a powerful organization like that. They're just as powerful and just as influential as any government out there. So,
if not more.
Yeah. So if that's real, yeah, sure, they got it. But if it's not real, it's probably just, there's people that just sit and make up stories to write about it too.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. People do that all the time. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if half the stories we read are that.
Oh, yeah.
But who knows? I mean, I want one of those.
I would totally take one of those. Right? Cool little Christmas gift. Huh? Stocking stuffer. Huh? What do you think?
So my next story. You ever want to learn a new language?
I often think about this, yes.
What language do you want to learn?
I don't fucking know, buddy.
No.
I'm just joking around.
Well, I don't know if you'll have a choice.
Oh, fuck me.
But
what do I have to learn?
Headline: An English-speaking teenager was woken up from a coma speaking fluent Spanish.
What?
This does happen from time to time, but this is a news story. This comes from ScienceAlert.com. And in this story has other examples of other people that it's happened to. Brain is a weird thing. A 16-year-old in Atlanta has made headlines this week after waking up from a coma speaking fluent Spanish. Ruben Samoa is a native English speaker who knew some basic Spanish before he suffered a concussion during a soccer game. But when he woke up from the injury, he was able to speak Spanish like a native and struggled with English. Not only was he able to speak Spanish like a native, he couldn't speak English anymore very well. Apparently I can't either. Anyways. Quote, "It started flowing out," Ruben told Melissa Chan over at Time. Quote, "I felt like it was like second nature for me. I wasn't speaking my English right, and every time I tried to speak it, I would have a seizure."
What?
"It was weird," he added. "It was not scary at all. I actually liked it a lot. It was really unique to me." Not the seizure part, the speaking Spanish part.
Thank you.
In the weeks since, he slowly began regaining his ability to speak English, and his Spanish skills are fading, but doctors are struggling to explain exactly what happened. The case almost sounds too bizarre to be true, but Ruben is not the only one who's had this experience. The news is full of stories, people surviving head injuries only to start speaking in another language. Like this Englishman who began speaking Welsh following a stroke, even though he'd never formally learnt the language. Or this Croatian teenager who woke up from her coma able to speak fluent German, even though she'd only just begun studying it. And back in 2013, an Australian man woke up from a car crash speaking only Mandarin, a language he'd studied at school but wasn't previously fluent in. So all these cases, they knew a little bit.
Can I ask, how is that even fucking possible?
I've heard of this. You've heard of savants, and that's not necessarily from not only from a head injury. It can happen from a head injury, but it's not just from a head injury. I've heard of these stories before of people getting hit in the head and they're able to, like, okay, so the movie Phenomenon, the movie Phenomenon, Michael's another one of his movies.
Same movie.
He gets cancer, and a tumor in the brain, and then he has all this stuff happen. Yeah, that's a fictitious story, but that's pulled from all these stories like this.
That's fucking crazy. Like, doesn't he get zapped by something? And
no, he has a tumor in his head, and it's visually shown as a zap because his mind, like.
But he falls down in the street.
Yeah, he well, I don't know because I've never experienced it. But from what I've read and what I've heard, when a brain tumor hits a certain spot of your brain when it grows, it depends on where it's at.
Yeah.
But when it hits your visual cortex, it can make it hits a part of your brain. It can actually make a zapping sound in your head and a light flash. Sorry, I got a call.
That's sexy. Wow.
So, anyways, I've been like sick for like a week, but I'm just now I'm over it, but I still have the cough.
You dying on me?
Maybe. Anyways. Maybe I'll have these special abilities before I'm able to die, or not able to die, but before I die.
Yeah, there you go. You'll wake up tomorrow. You'll be fucking speaking like Swahili or something.
I don't want that superpower. If I was going to die, I need to have what John Travolta had in Phenomenon. I don't even remember his character's name.
I don't either. I just watched that movie I
just keep mixing both movies in my head.
Yeah, they're the same movie.
He's an angel. So let me get on with the story here a little bit. What are all of these cases have in common is that the patients all knew the language they were on to speak to some extent, but not fluently.
That's what makes it
so severe head injury, and all struggled to speak. They all struggled to speak their native language when they woke up.
This is what I don't understand. Yes, they may know tidbits of this language, this newfound language, or whatever.
They actually have a name for this as a condition.
What is it?
In reality, the reality is researchers still aren't entirely sure, but the newfound language abilities seem to be caused by a brain rewiring itself following traumatic injury, and are most likely an offshoot of the well-documented but rare condition called foreign accent syndrome, because this also happens, like people will pick up accents that they've never had before.
The thing is, and I could understand the accent thing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this is completely night and day from that, in my opinion, just because you have a very, very limited amount of knowledge of this newfound language going into said trauma, right?
Yeah.
And yet you're speaking it fluently without ever having learned the language, the diction.
Well, some would say that your brain learned it even if you're not able to process it or pull it out.
I'm talking like if you're sitting in high school Spanish class, or you're sitting in a French class in high school or something like that.
Just came back from lunch where you had pizza and pot.
What I'm saying is you don't necessarily get into the diction of everything. The A language is very, very intricate.
Well, yeah, even like in most people, and I'm not saying everybody because it's not true for everybody, but most people that learn a language, they don't pick up the native language of it.
Exactly.
The native way it's spoken.
And therefore, it's going to sound like how we would interpret broken English, how people speak broken English, you know?
Yeah.
It would most likely sound like that, just in whatever language you're speaking. So without ever actually formally learning this language backwards, forwards, and inside and out, like how is it that they're speaking so fluently in this language? It makes no sense to me.
Apparently, they have 200 cases over the years of this.
That's crazy.
The first documented case, a Norwegian woman was hit by bomb shrapnel during a World War II air raid and woke up with a German accent. Her friends and neighbors subsequently shunned her because they thought she was a spy.
Oh my God.
So poor yeah, lady. It's not like it's a paranormal phenomenon, but it's still definitely something that we don't understand.
That is very weird to me. Very, very weird. I like it. Good job. What else was I going to say here? Putin promises he's going to defeat the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah? Just like he's going to release UFO files?
Just like he's going to do everything else, because apparently Mr. Vladimir Putin is like the biggest badass in the history of badasses.
Putin for president? No, that's not real. But.
Let's see. Anyway, so Putin is...
No, he rides horses without shirts.
That's right. He does do that, doesn't he?
Uh-huh.
I forgot about that. My mind's changed. Okay, so here, Putin has shown that he's never been afraid of fighting several opponents on different fronts. Now, it appears that he has a new target in his sights. The Illuminati.
Wouldn't he be a part of the Illuminati?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So it's been previously alleged that Putin, who was born and raised in the shadow of an important political influence and who previously served in the notorious Russian intelligence agency, the KGB, is himself a bona fide member of the New World Order.
Huh.
However, it seems unlikely that Putin ever became a fully fledged member of the Illuminati. So from the outset of his rise to power, Putin has made it clear that he is a Russian patriot and that his first duty will always be to his country.
You said
to this end. Yeah, I did. I did say duty.
I pulled it, Josh.
Hey, good catch. To this end, Putin has been seen to actively act.
I knew that was going to crack you.
Against the interests of those within the Illuminati, of their activities, if their activities conflict with the health and prosperity of the Russian nation. This has allegedly led to Jacob Rothschild calling Putin a traitor to the New World Order. In response, it has been claimed that Putin said that he would destroy the shadowy organization. It is believed that Putin has now established himself as the most dangerous opponent of the Illuminati alive today. So why don't they take that dumb motherfucker out? Take him out.
It's all a game.
Oh, my God. I'm so sick of it, though.
You mentioned a Rothschild in there. They mentioned a Rothschild in there. And
the
Rothschilds... The family itself owns pretty much every bank in the world, including the Bank of Russia.
Yeah.
Anyways, but most people don't realize is there are literally hundreds of Rothschilds out there, all within banking for the most part. A lot of them are within banking, all wealthy people. And there may be people named Rothschild that aren't wealthy. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways. There is an active member. There is an active guy, is a member of the Rothschild family that is working to expose the New World Order and the Illuminati. And he is a legitimate member of that family. They don't all work together.
Sure.
But it could be argued that he's a shill and he's just putting out disinformation. Who knows? Anyways.
Interesting, though.
If there's an organization like that, Putin's a part of it. He's got to be. I mean, I know the West and the East, or they be considered the East, but I know the West and the East have always been at odds with each other because it's all just who's got the bigger dick. But
that's what this all is. That's what
really,
everything.
Honestly, both sides know, all sides know that there's not being one without the other anymore. It's just not. What?
I'm just going back to the dick comment. Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Who's got the bigger cock? That's all it is. That's all this all is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I pretty much ended my thing right there. I think that if there's an Illuminati, he's a part of it. But there is thought. I mean, I could go all day about different organizations and shit like that, but
yeah,
there is a definite thought and a definite theory out there that there's two sides fighting each other. There's the Illuminati and there's the Freemasons or New World Order, and they actually are at odds and they're fighting each other. That's why they're never actually able to coalesce a plan to completely take over the world. That's why they're never able to actually get there, because both sides want to take over the world and they fight each other for it. So in doing that, they're neither is never able to actually complete their goal.
Sure.
Which kind of makes sense.
It does make sense.
Though I'm a conspiracy theorist for sure.
Yes.
I'm also more on the side that there's not a shadowy council running everything. There are definitely people in power that are running things, and probably with people we don't know. But I don't think there's like a group of 10 people that sit in a circle and talk about. Maybe there are 10 people that sit in a circle and talk about doing it, but I don't think they run everything like people think that they do. I think there's multiple organizations all fighting each other.
Yeah, mostly.
And I hope to be a member of one of those organizations.
You want to join up? You want to join up?
Why not? You might as well join them.
Can't beat them. Join them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
People aren't going to listen to us anymore. They think we're in on it.
Bastards. I like the cut of your jib, sir. I
was listening to a show the other day where they had a history teacher on.
Oh, sweet, man.
And he talks about he's a history professor at a college.
Okay.
And he talked about whenever any of his students would come up and ask him about the Illuminati, he said, if you ever find them, I want to thank you them because I live in the best country in the world and I have a roof over my head and all this other stuff. So, though I think that I could have a better life for sure,
yeah,
I still think that I live in the best country in the world. I don't know if I'd want to live anywhere else.
I don't know.
That doesn't mean that I'm not a sheep and subjugated and under control.
Hashtag America, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There you go.
We lose a little bit every day.
Oh, fuck me running. Yeah, we do. It's just getting worse and worse.
All right, on to the next story, and this is a fun one. Well, it's a fun one, and it's different than what we've been talking about.
Okay.
Witness report. My friend died after meeting the black-eyed children and their caretaker.
No.
This comes from Weekend Weird.
Oh, my God. I got the shivers. Fuck yeah, let's do this.
Whether they're banging on doors at military bases or frightening resident homeowners.
Banging your sister. Go ahead.
That's not what it said.
That's what I'm at. Go for it.
The black-eyed children show no signs of slowing their terror tour of America. But now these encounters have started to take a darker turn. People are actually dying in strange ways after meeting the BEKs. Eyewitness accounts continue to spill out from those who've had run-ins with the black-eyed children, but one of the scariest reports we've received about the mysterious visitors came from a woman in rural Vermont. That's not the story. That's the one we talked about. They're just mentioning it.
Okay.
who made the grave mistake of letting their mysterious children into the home. Soon after the kids left, her husband was diagnosed with severe skin cancer, and she claims to be now dying in agony. It's a disturbing account. You remember that story we had a couple weeks ago?
I do indeed.
Where the black-eyed parents were standing outside?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it was like the dads, right?
Yeah, it was because of that story that they got this submission. It says the following report comes from a woman named Jamelyn, who claims that one of her own friends was also suddenly stricken with aggressive cancer after meeting the black-eyed children. So here's the report, or the submission. I just read the Week in Weird witness report from the woman who said she's dying after letting the black-eyed kids into her home, and I wanted to share a story about a very close friend who met up with these children and who is now dead. My friend took a road trip to see see a friend near Arcata, California. They visited after their goodbyes, or said their goodbyes, and she stopped by a bar to have a drink before going to his hotel for the night. Wait. They visited, said their goodbyes, and he stopped by a bar. Okay, so it was a him.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
I thought they were... Anyways.
No,
He stopped by a bar to have a drink before going to his hotel for the night.
Okay.
The bartender was a beautiful woman. It says in parentheses, my friend was extremely attractive. And she served him and chatted and smiled. After a few more drinks, the woman told him he could stay at her place.
Trollop.
What?
Trollop.
Trollop? What the hell does that mean?
Whore.
Oh, okay. I've never heard
She's
that
a
before.
fucking stud.
Anyways.
Go ahead. It's a great word. Sorry.
She said to leave his car there and she would drive him back the next day, as her place was hard to find and somewhat remote.
Oh,
He took her up on it.
God damn it, dude.
He told her later that he began to be very fearful when they arrived at her home. She took him to her room, and of course the inevitable sex experience. He said that he was...
sex?
Yeah, they did sex.
You want to come back to my place and do sex? All right.
Says he said he was actually frightened of her then as well, as she was not acting normally and sounded almost inhuman in a way.
He must have been pouring the coals to her then.
Pouring the coals? What are these small town Iowa euphemisms?
He was donking her really hard.
Okay. I don't get it. Anyways.
Going fast and hard, pouring the coals to it.
Okay. That's a railroad joke, isn't it?
It's a foamer joke. I think the foamers get it. Fuck me, I'm on a roll. All right, keep going.
After lying in bed for a while, the woman had fallen asleep and he got up to get water from the kitchen. As he was walking to the sink, he saw numerous small, frightened-looking children walking to and fro about the place.
Oh, God.
It was a large 2-story house. He wondered what they were doing up at 2 to 3 a.m.
Oh, God, no.
If they had school the next day. Oh, sorry, that was the ending of that sentence.
Yeah.
He also said they looked at him with completely black eyes, and he was terrified of them, that he had a horrible feeling about them.
Hell to the no.
It turns out the woman owned the bar, and she did return him the next day. She forced him out and had to walk to the highway. Oh, did not return him the next day.
What?
I met up with him a week or two later, and he seemed perfectly fine but frazzled. About a month later, this extremely healthy athletic individual was diagnosed with bladder cancer with no medication or treatment, and no medication or treatment would impact his condition. He believed it was directly related to that experience with the black-eyed children in Arcata. He died about 6 months after his diagnosis. So you know what that means, right?
We're going to that place?
Yeah.
I would be all about this. I don't want to.
How many bars could there be in Arcata, California?
We're going to hit them all. Every goddamn one of them.
We got to find the owner.
Yeah, who's apparently some trollopy lady, right? Trollopy.
So he goes on to finish the article. The thought of little kids with black eyes running around, knocking on people's doors in the middle of the night is scary enough, but the reports of cancer and other strange illnesses take the BEK phenomenon to a whole new terrifying level. Don't let them in. But apparently they were already in this lady's house.
Yeah. But
it doesn't say
like
that if
breeding ground for her.
It doesn't say that if she had anything to say about it the next day.
Yeah, to be like, hey.
I would have asked.
Over breakfast or something? Like over breakfast? Be like, hey.
Well, they said that she kicked them out.
What's up with all your kids?
If that happened to me, I think, and I'd like to think that even if I didn't know about the black-eyed kids, like if I just came into it not knowing about it, I would like to think that I would go wake her up and be like, your kids with black eyes are rampaging the kitchen down there.
Hey, your creepy fucking kids are running all over the place, making a damn mess.
So what would you do if you walked into that? Try to think about somebody that's not like us that knows about this stuff.
I don't know. Like, wouldn't you just be initially freaked the fuck out? First of all,
he was already freaked out by her. The sex was like crazy, I guess.
Don't ever do that. Like, he should have followed her to his house or to her house or whatever. Because at that point, let's be honest, he's thinking with his dick. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna.
Hey, you never know. He may have been thinking with his wallet. It may have saved a little bit of money.
That's possible.
There's two. They say, I don't think this is true. They say there's two fast ways to a man's heart. One through the front of his pants and one through the back, and not just off to the side. Through the wallet.
Oh, it's great. That was a good story, man. That creeped me the fuck out.
It doesn't say how many kids, but they were just like walking around doing stuff.
In my head, I pictured like 15, though. 15? I did. Like, I probably overshot a little bit.
If she was raising them, it would go to say the most likely possible, she was birthing them.
That's just my point.
Do you think this guy now has a black-eyed kid out there that, obviously he's dead, so he wouldn't.
Yeah. He's got a BEK running around there somewhere.
Do they have these breeding grounds where they make these kids?
Yeah, probably out at the farm. Out at the BEK farm.
Huh.
That trollop.
Clint says, happy Halloween, hosers.
Happy Halloween. That was a good story.
Mm-hmm.
I like that story. I want to read into that a little more.
Arcata. I don't know where that is in California, but we have friends. You have more friends out there than I do, but we have friends out in California. We should have somebody find this place.
We're going to find them, some bitches. I'm going to find him. We're going to avenge this guy's death.
No, I don't know about that, but it'd be cool to go have a drink at that bar.
This is a place, huh? Meet the owner. They're like, hey, we're from Bar Rescue or something like that. Oh, my God.
Can we come look at your house?
No, we're staying the fuck away from there.
Wait, what's the point of going to the bar if you're not going to go further to the house?
Meet the owner. Meet the owner and see how fucking weird she is. Come on. I ain't going to no fucking house. We
could take our own car.
Nope.
No.
Have to follow her.
You got any more stories?
No, I was just about to shout out the phone.
I have another one.
Hit it. Oh yeah, we gotta figure out how we're gonna die.
Hold on, got a cough.
You cough it up.
Better. Done.
Did you? Okay.
Queen Elizabeth warns of holy war to end all wars. This comes from one of my beginning to be favorite websites, Hiduth.com or Hiduth. Hidden Truth is what it stands for, but it's HIDUTH.com.
So is this how we're going to die? Holy war?
Queen Elizabeth warns of holy war to end all wars. Queen Elizabeth has been meeting with the religious leaders to discuss an imminent global war that she claims will bring about the end times for humanity.
Shit.
At a meeting with Russia's Patriarch Kirill, I've never heard of that. I'll have to look that guy up. Kirrill. I mean, I know a lot about politics because I pay attention to it.
Yeah.
What's a patriot? I mean, I know this isn't necessarily politics. It's political stuff within the religion, Catholicism.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Have you ever heard of a Russian patriarch?
I've heard of the term patriarch.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Anyways, at a meeting with Russia's patriarch,
what it says here is just the the male head of a family or tribe.
Yeah, I know what patriarch means.
Any of those biblical figures regarded as fathers of the human race, like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Look up while I read this. Look up Russia's patriarch, Kirrill. Because I know what patriarch means. I just never heard it. They have it capitalized like it's a title.
And spell it again for me, pal.
Kirrill.
Here we go. Oh, he's a goofy looking fucker. Yeah, it's a Russian Orthodox bishop.
Okay. So it's somebody within the church.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. So at a meeting with Russia's Patriarch Kirill and the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Queen said, sorry, I had to cough there. The Queen said, one must now make the necessary preparations to say goodbye to loved ones, as one cannot assume who will live and who will die. Many will die in these final days. According to the BBC production staff, she said this.
You know, I actually saw this clip. But do you, in your honest opinion, pal, do you think the Queen's losing her shit a little bit?
Maybe, but she goes on to say, she might be. Anyways, she goes on to say, my beloved country is about to enter its darkest period in the coming months as a brutal and apocalyptic war will be waged in the East. I am not concerned with the trivialities of Christmas. I am concerned with the terrible consequences we must face as the war drums beat ever stronger, the Queen said.
You know, she made a very weird, controversial statement, very similar to this, at Christmas time last year.
Yeah.
It's very fucking controversial. People were up in arms, and they're like, okay, either she's really smart or she's losing her shit.
Anyways, after meeting with Queen Elizabeth... Sorry, I have to adjust my levels when I try to cough. Anyways, after meeting with Queen Elizabeth, the Patriarch of Moscow, and all Russia is capitalized. I think it might be a channel. Anyways, called on all countries to unite behind the defeat of evil, the BBC reported. Quote, today's war on terror should be a joint effort. This isn't just Russia's fight. It's for all countries. We should unite to defeat this evil, Kirill said, adding, and this war I call a holy one. The highest ranking official in the Russian Orthodox Church, Kirill, is on a close personal terms with President Vladimir Putin. In 2012, he campaigned to pass a bill that would criminalize vandalism of religious sites, and now he is joined with the Queen in urging Christians of the world to unite. The discussion between the Patriarch and the Queen was devoted to the position of Christians in Europe. Kirill Secretary Alexander Volkov said the Church should also play a role in international relations through faith, through the Church, and the soul of a nation is manifested. The Pope is also talking about it, apparently. He said, quote, this is war. There was a war of 1914, then that of 1939 to 1945, another great war. Then there was this one. This is maybe not organic. It is organized, yes, but not organic. It is a war, the Pope said. So let's break that down.
Yeah.
He talked about World War I. Then he mentioned World War II as another great war. Then he said this one that's about to start, apparently, but it's not organic. It's manufactured.
Yeah. It's just...
I don't know. There's an argument to be said that people like this would know if it was manufactured, if it was planned.
It's a good point.
And even, I'm not necessarily a big religious person, but I do know a lot about revelations and different apocalyptic things within the church, and pretty much apocalypse starts in the Middle East.
I would totally agree.
Another world war, if we were to have one today, or anywhere in the near future, will start in the Middle East. Some say we're already in it. We're already in the starting times of it.
Exactly. It's just taken for goddamn ever.
And like we've talked about before on this show, we back one side of its, parts of it over there in the Middle East, and Russia and China back the other side. It only takes a small mishap for something to happen that instead of aiding one side or the other or fighting on behalf of one side or the other, we're at war with the people behind those people. It's a proxy war, really, involving people that they could just say, this is what the war is about. It's not necessarily, or it's not, I see it possibly as an extension of the Cold War. The Cold War never ended.
I could see that.
Anyways, if we were to die by nuclear war,
that would be terrible.
It would be us in Russia. I mean, it would be, somebody else may start it. Somebody else may launch first. But if something happens, it's going to be us in Russia that wipe out the world because we have the bombs.
We've got the bombs. My goodness.
I have a friend. I haven't seen him in a while, but we used to talk about different stuff all the time. And he would always have these crazy facts, even more than I do. But he had this, that if we, just what we have at NORAD.
Yeah.
Just the bomb, just the missiles we have at NORAD. If we were to launch them all at once.
Yeah.
At the exact same time, the force of that launch would make our planet spin out of control and eventually crash into the sun.
Holy shit.
We have that many weapons just controlled by NORAD on our side and our planet.
Hanging around?
On our, just there, yeah. Just if they all launch at once. Doesn't matter if they land or not because the planet's going to go into the sun anyways. So.
Wow. Good work, guys. Good job. Wow. That's fucking crazy. That was another good story, pal.
It's not even them blowing up. It's just them launching. Just the force of them launching.
So 913-730-7255. That's the Ectoplasm Show phone number. Reach out to us on Instagram and Twitter at Ectoplasm Show. You can reach us by email, ectoplasmshow@gmail.com, or the Ectoplasm Show on Facebook. You could also cruise over to ectoplasmshow.com.
YouTube. Go to YouTube.
And yes, the YouTube stuff that we got rolling, or Jason actually has rolling.
I've been sick, so this last week I haven't gotten much up, but I got a few more things coming.
It's pretty good. Good sauce, my friend. Well, I tell you what, fucking pissy that October is officially gone.
It's Christmas time.
Fuck Christmas time. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
Fuck it right in the ear.
I'm going to watch a Christmas movie tomorrow.
I will watch the shit out of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I could watch that every day, all day.
Yeah.
Shit won't get old. But I swear to God, that holly jolly horse shit, fuck, just makes me want to throw up sometimes, buddy. I'm like, I can't stand this. Oh, God damn it.
Wait, okay, so there's one movie that I like a lot.
What's that?
That's a Christmas movie. It's a background Christmas movie, but it is a Christmas movie. And I'm not saying it's better than any other Christmas movie, but it's kind of how I usually kick off my Christmas season by watching it.
What is it?
The great movie Trading Places.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. It's a great movie.
Yes. Home Alone was pretty kick-ass back in the day.
We grew up with it, so yeah, but it's still a good Christmas movie.
Like it. Good shit. All right. Well, I tell you what, you guys have a great freaking rest of your week. We'll talk to you very, very soon.